I would like to know that last time what we have done. Last time I gave one question, and that question was actually saddle point related, right? Yes, any issue? Class 11? I think it was the question. Please tell. So, see how to do that. So, here I have created a class saddle point, and okay, I'm just sharing the screen. Wait. So, children, here we need to make a function is saddle, and this is receiving a matrix. So by definition, what is saddle point? Anyone please explain in technical terms. Please tell. In technical terms, what is a saddle point? Yes. So I have taken here four variables. One is for the smallest, one is for the largest, and one is row minima and one is column maxima. So here you just write minimum. Okay, right? And you just write maximum. And after, when you process the whole, return true if minimum equals to maximum. So this will be the last statement in this one, and rest of the code you have to write in between. So first of all, I want to find out the maximum from row minima. So children, I would like to know that if you want to find out the maximum from row minima, how to traverse the matrix, row wise or column wise? Row wise. So here we need to write a loop like this, and here this is for row, and here another loop which is j, and it is going for column j plus plus, and here what we need to write row minima. So row minima is equals to a of I0. So when I is 0, so the very first element from the very first row has been picked as a row minima. And if I becomes 1, then the very first element from the second row will be picked like this, because the indexing here will be like the indexing will be the first element of the first row is 0 0. So when I was 0, the first element is picked. Second time when I becomes 1, the first element of the second row will be 1 0, then 2 0, then 3 0, and then 4 0, like that. So that's why here I have kept a of I0, because I will keep on changing and this j will remain constant. And after that, what I need to do is I need to compare. So if row minima is more than a of ij, then definitely this row minima is going to be replaced by a of ij. So with the help of this second loop J, we will be able to find out the smallest element in the very first row when I was 0. Right? Any issue, then please tell. Suppose in the very first row, these are the elements 5, 4, 3, 2, and the index of this is 0, comma 0. So we have considered 5 here. Then this loop started J for traversing all the elements in this particular given row. So initially this is also 5, this is 5 and this is also 5. This condition is false. So J reaches at 1, so indexing becomes 0, comma 1. We are picking then the second element, which is 4. Now here it is 4 and 5 is more than 4, so it will be replaced by 4. So here it will become 4. Now in the next step, what happens? It is 3. When it becomes 3, it will get replaced by 3. When it becomes 2, so row minima becomes 2. When it becomes 1, then finally the row minima becomes 1. So in the very first row, the minimum element is 1. But when this loop terminates and when control comes here, when this loop terminates and when control comes here, the maximum will be row minima only when the value of I was 0, right? Please tell if you have not understood, or we can write in a more effective way, that is maximum is equals to I is 0, row minima, else if maximum is less than row minima, better to write that, because otherwise it will become very lengthy code. So no need to write that. If I is 0, then this maximum is equals to row minima, and if not, then if maximum is less than row minima, then maximum will be row minima. This is what we have to do. So here children, after this whole process, I would like to just print the maximum element so that you can know that this maximum is coming okay or not. So for the rest of the part we have to implement, so just write main method and just take this matrix mat of size row and column, and here we need to enter the size of the matrix, so that is enter matrix size, that is row is, here we have entered this, we have taken this scanner class dot next int, and here this column is new scanner system.in next int. This is another dimension of the matrix we have got. Initialize the matrix of size row and column. Now fill the matrix element, so that is 0 to less than row and I plus plus, and for int j will be 0 till j is less than column j plus plus, and here mat of ij is I would like to take random class. It will be no need to take random class, just fill it manually. Children, this much we have done. The name of the class is saddle point, so after this I need to create the object of this class so that I can call that function, and here I need to just call that function is saddle passing this mat. Okay, let us see that whether it is working perfectly or not till now. So here the matrix is 3 by 3, and the first matrix is, the first row element are these, the second row element are these, and third row element are these. There is some issue. I think inside that the loop has become infinite. We have called that function 0. No need to check. We will check it later on, no issues. Why it is not coming? But here we have called that and we are printing this also. So the function is, whether it is coming here or not, it is not coming here, but it came in this function body. Yes, it is coming like this. Okay, children, actually the problem is that I am using that temporary instance of a scanner class. That's why it is not accepting the rest of the elements. It was only accepting the very first element. That's why it was waiting for just input some more values. Okay, but before that we need to just write a function to display the matrix. So this is the function to display, and better if we copy this display function from somewhere else. Just copy this and paste this display function here. Okay, nice. And after that what we are just going to do, just display that. So obj dot display and passing this mat. Now see whether it is calculating it the maximum of the row minima or not. 3 by 3 matrix, the first element, second element, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Yes, it is calculating, children. Here, beta, please mute yourself. In the very first row, the minimum is 1. In the second row, the minimum is 4. And in the third row, the minimum is 7. So the array of row minima will be 1, 4, 7. And the maximum is 7. So it is calculating. It's fine. So now, children, here we are getting the maximum from the row minima. Now here what we need to do, we have to calculate the minimum from column maxima. So here we traverse that row wise, but now here we need to traverse column wise. So in order to traverse column wise, what we need to do, just start a loop that will go for column, and that is a0 dot length and I plus plus. And here what we need to do, we need to select one element as column maxima. So here it will become A of 0 of I. Earlier it was I0, but this time it is 0 of I because the index numbers of the columns, the first element is 0, 0, the second element is 0, 1. This is 0, 2, this is 0, 3. So if the loop is going from 0 to 3, it is 0, 0 first time, 0, 1 second time, 0, 2 third time, and 0, 3 last time. This is what we need to write. Okay. After that, we need to traverse column wise. So for column wise, we need to write for int j will be 0 till j is less than a dot length and j plus plus. And here we have to check if column maxima is less than a of j of I. If this is the case, then column maxima will be a of j of I. I am writing a of j of I just because I am traversing column wise. When I picked the very first column, then I am just moving like this. Because j loop is coming from 0 to less than a dot length. So it is coming like this. It is coming like 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0 for the first column. And then for the next column, it is coming like 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, sorry, 0, 1, yes, 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 it's okay. Here it will not be 2, 2, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, and 4, 1. This is coming like this. If you see this loop, it is going from 0 to less than number of rows. So the values are being generated for the second column is initially 0, 1 because I is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 4, 4, 1. And for the first column, it is 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0. So this is how we are traversing and we are trying to find out the maximum from each and every column. But remember here we have to find out the minimum row minima. So if I is 0, it means the maximum from the very first column we have got. So what we need the column maxima. Okay, here we need to write just minimum. Minimum will be this column maxima. So first time if the very first column's maximum we have got, that maximum value will become the minimum. And in the next step, we need to write if minimum is more than column maxima, then this minimum is going to be replaced by this column maxima. So children, here when this traversal is done column wise, here we will have the minimum from column maxima, and the same we want to check. So just check that. Here again 3 by 3 matrix and the values are, here you can see that the maximum in the very first column is 7 and the maximum in the second column is 8, the maximum in the third column is 9 and the minimum from these will be 7 and answer is 7, so it's correct. So here we have got the maximum from row minima and also we have got the minimum from column maxima. So if we just remove this line, the rest of the things I have already written. So if the maximum from row minima and minimum from column maxima is same, saddle point exists. Now here what we need to do, we need to receive the value written by this function, and here we need to check if f, it means if the value written by this function is true, we should write saddle point exists, else not. Okay, so children, here just run the code again. The value, suppose the size of the matrix is 3 by 3 and it is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Now you can see that the saddle point exists. How? Uh, in this very first row, the minimum is 1. So that one I have recorded here. And it will be the part of the row minima. In this second row, the minimum is 2. We have recorded this again. In the third row, we have got the minimum, which is 3. We have recorded this also. Now, what is the maximum from this one is 3. Now, after that, we started traversing the matrix column wise. Maximum we got 3. Here, the maximum we got 4. And here, the maximum we got as 5. And the minimum from this row maxima is again 3. So finally this is maximum from row minima and this is minimum from column maxima, which matches. It simply means saddle point exists. So if anyone who has not understood this question, please tell me. So we have done that. So dear children, please ask. Here in this, while I was traversing column wise, this one, beta, when I is 0, it means we have completed the traversal of the first column. And when you have only the maximum from the first column, that maximum will become minimum only, because till now the maximum from the second column you have not got and you cannot compare. Comparison will start when only when you have the result of the second column. So when I is 0, this statement is very important. But if suppose you are not writing this and minimum initially is 0, so 0 will never become more than any maximum value which is available for you for the different columns. Then in that case minimum will remain 0. So that's why this statement is very important. Malik. Because child, when you have got the maximum from the first column is 3, so and the maximum from the second column is 4 and 5, which these values suppose you have not got till, you have got only this value, but before that the minimum was 0. You need to change that 0, because if you are not changing that 0, if you are not writing this, what will happen? Minimum is 0 and 0 is not more than 3, so minimum will remain 0. When you are getting 4, the same problem will be minimum is 0 and 0 is not more than 4. In that case also nothing will change, and here also nothing will change. Even though the minimum is 3 in this array of column maxima, but in your case the answer is 0. So that is the problem. That's why this first statement is very important. And the best thing in this code is that you need not to consider any other array. And even you need not to increase the size of the matrix. If the size is 3 by 3, you have utilized that only. So this, yes. Because beta, I have used temporary instance of the scanner class, that's why. Here I am using temporary instance of the scanner class. That's why the problem is. If you are confused, then please tell, I will change that. Suppose you want to input in the matrix form, then you have to take permanent instance. and that is this one. And here what we need to do is we need to just write ss dot. We need to change the scanner class and nothing else. It is done. Now you can input in matrix form. Suppose it is 3 space 3, it accepted. And if it is 1, 2, 3, the first row, 2, 3, 4, the second row, 3, 4, 5, the third row, it's done. So when you take permanent instance of the scanner class, then it is ready to read the line and buffer it. And in that case, that buffer, from that buffer, it is extracting every possible integer value which has been supplied. Because when this statement you are executing, so what is happening? It is just creating a buffer inside और वहां से read करता है. So that's why this facility is there with the scanner. But if you are using temporary instance, what happens after providing one integer value, the temporary instance eliminates itself. So it is not existing and the fresh new instance will be created. That's why it cannot utilize that buffer. The best thing with temporary instance is that with the temporary instance, memory, unnecessary memory, it never occupies. I am providing this saddle point code on GCR. Okay. And now one more question, children, I am giving. Children, here you all have to write a code in which suppose a matrix of size 5 by 5 is there, and if you just see this left diagonal and this right diagonal, what we need to do, we need to swap these. So in this question, the left diagonal you need to swap with the right and the right diagonal you need to swap with the left. And after swapping, what you need to do is the right diagonal elements which are 19, 65, 94, 83, 17, you can see that these elements are now the part of the left diagonal. And the elements in the left diagonal which are 108, 7, 9, 9, 4, 19 and 30, now these are the part of the left diagonal. So children, please try to write the code. And how to do that? We need to simply focus on these index values. Children, whenever you try to attempt a question which is based on the matrix, please try to write the index values of each and every element and then try to form the logic. The things will become easier for you. These are the index numbers and these are the index numbers of the right diagonal. So if you can easily pick the index numbers of left and right diagonal at the same time, definitely you will be able to swap. So I am giving you 5 minutes time. Please try that. Hurry up. Then also it will work. It will work for all square matrix. If it is 4 by 4, then the last row and the last column will not be there. In that case, this column will be deleted and this row will be deleted, and the rest of the things will be same because it will become of size. Yes. 4 by 5 is not a square matrix. So this question is not applicable there because diagonals are possible only with the square matrix. Nobody will ask you question that swap the diagonals or 4 by 5, because diagonals are available only when it is a square matrix. When it is of 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5, 6 by 6, 7 by 7, like that. So whenever any question which comes on the base on diagonal basis, it must be a square matrix. Remember this. If it is not a square matrix, just display the message, not a square matrix. Sorry. Before we are going to process that, we need to input a square matrix for that. Any other query? Please solve. Hurry up fast. Please try to write the code. Hurry up, children. And you need to write only the main logic where you want to swap. And I am assuming that input and display you can do. So just write those 4 or 5 lines, not more than that. Yes, anybody has submitted, I think. Okay, better try, please try, all of you. Children, in before so many times we teachers have told you that always join with the school uniform, and it is not possible for teachers to check every day. But you have to be responsible and you have to be disciplined. Yes, hurry up. Tell the code. Okay, let me better check. Beta, excellent code. Very good. It will not work. So, Smita, I was expecting the same logic from you people. which you have written, na? The same logic which you have written, that is perfect. You cannot expect, we cannot expect the better logic. Actually, every time whenever you try to write code, better to think that what is the which code will be the optimum one. The most optimized code is always accepted everywhere. Anybody else? Children, one hint I'm just giving, if you focus on the right diagonal, if you focus on the right diagonal, this one, and if you write a loop for traversing this, definitely left diagonal will come automatically, because left diagonal, the row and column index is same. Send. Soumya Agarwal, it's correct. Nila, it's correct. Yes, anybody else? Yes, it's correct. The child who sent me on WhatsApp with mobile number ending 484. Yes. Anybody else? Uh, Children, this is the highlighted code in the box, which is for swapping the diagonals. Please see that. And nobody will move. Just wait for 2 minutes. I have not provided you the Google form link for attendance. Just wait for 2 minutes. Okay, dear children, I'm just providing you the Google Form link in your chat box. So please mark your attendance, and the code of the same I will provide you on GCR. I have provided. So after marking the attendance, if you have any doubt, then you can wait. Otherwise, after marking the attendance, you can leave the session. Thank you. Just wait for 1 minute, child. Yes, better ask now.